party people. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Give a shout out to the people that got in here early. What up, Melly Mel? He says he's taking the stand Monday for sure. I'm gonna try to see this live, Jack. I'm gonna see this live. That's what it is. Court start at 10 a.m. Yes, M Mills. Court starts at 10 a.m. Also, shout out to the people that go around there and try to ruin my ability. I'm gonna do what I'm doing. All right. Anyway, in any regard, I want to have a conversation today about what do y'all think is gonna go on when Troy Ave actually testifies. But before I talk about anything that has to do with the court case, I want to just bring up a couple of other things that was actually going to be what we was going to talk about today. But it's not because I realized that this is what you guys want to talk about. So we're going to talk about what you want to talk about. Like I said before, this channel is a channel for you. I want to give a shout out to Chase Sims. Oh, before we give the shout out to Chase Sims movement, shout out to Gotti. It's Gotti's birthday yesterday. I forgot to call him out this morning. Yesterday morning. My apologies. Yesterday was actually his birthday. Shout out to Gotti doing all of the things. Shout out to the Chase Sims movement. I went and did an interview with Chase Sims. It's going to be multiple part interview. I'm going to try to have that up immediately as soon as possible. And to be clear, shout out to the people that I'm just going to leave that alone. Shout out to the Chase Sims movement. Shout out to his whole team, everybody over there. Shout out to his team, everybody over there. I'm not sure where we should start today, but I wanted the overall question to be, just so we could be clear. Do you think Troy Ave is a snitch because he's going to take the stand? Now, with that also being said, I want to be clear on this. I have no feeling about this. I don't feel one way or the other. I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be politically correct or non-biased or anything like that. I literally don't feel one way about this, any way about this, one way or the other. Could we hit that like button, please? Send out some notifications so we can let people know that we're live. I would appreciate that. I literally don't feel any way about this one way or the other. I know I tell y'all that all the time, but people be like, yo, Jack really thinks this, or Jack really... No, I don't. I literally don't feel any way about this one way or the other. I don't believe that I have a right to tell anybody what they should do, especially something when it deals with their best interests, especially something when it deals with a situation like this where somebody lost their life. I don't have no reason to tell anybody what to do in this situation. I think the streets is bullshit. I think you get out of the streets. I think you try to figure something else out. I think that the streets, if you really pay attention to it, it really only plagues two different communities: the Spanish-speaking community and the American Black community. Those are the only two communities that it really is a plague to. There's other people that are in the street that are parts of other communities, but it's not what makes up who they are. Whenever you look at the streets and you look at the disorder in the street, they always try to say that's a black thing. Tell me where I'm lying at. Or they try to say that's for some strange reason, we call people that speak Spanish, y'all all supposed to be the same apparently, even though y'all not. So there's always, that's a black thing or that's a Spanish thing. So just so we can be clear, I am not an advocate of whatever the hell was going on in the streets. We have to do better. I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. So I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to stand up here and act like or pretend like I think that there's anything wrong with somebody testifying when they believe their testimony to be the truth, and when they also think that their testimony is going to get what they perceive to be justice. Just so I could be clear, if there's somebody that's going up there and just lying, I'm against it, period. Because there's people lives on the line. I'm against people using the stand to lie. I'm against people using the stand to try to get even with individuals. I'm against all of that. Just so we can be clear. And I have no idea if what Troy Ave is going to say is the truth and or not. I want to be clear on that. In any regard, before we even get started, is there any questions that anybody would like to ask me? Are there any questions before we get started that anybody would like to ask? Because this is going to be me talking about Troy Ave today, talking about the things that we heard him say, and talking about the things that have already been reported that do not necessarily line up with the things that he said. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be pissed like, yo, Jack, man, look, man, this is my job. This is why I really do be wanting to hang out and with mofos. But me understanding that being part of the media, that's not how that's going to work. People are going to be upset when I tell the truth if the truth doesn't work in their best interest. So I would love, or to tell what I believe to be the truth, or at least tell both sides of the story. I can't say the truth. I wasn't there. But tell both sides of the story. People will be upset when I tell both sides of the story if I'm too friendly with that person. They're going to be like, yo, why did you say that thing? It didn't help me out. Then I'm too friendly with that person. Why did you say that thing? It didn't help me out. So that's why I try to keep a fair distance. When I see that it's an individual that's not the energy that they give me, that allows for me to be a little bit more friendly with them. You allow for me to do my job. Is there any questions before? We got 60 people in here, man. Any questions before we get started? We got 60 people, only 3 likes. Can we hit that like button if you don't mind? Appreciate it. Thank you to the 2 people that hit it, because I'm the other one. Okay, so I don't want to hear people say that I take too long talking about one thing. If when I ask, is there anything that people want to know, people generally don't never say nothing. So when I'm asking you, is there anything that you would like me to speak on, and you're not saying anything, please don't be one of those people that say I'm taking too long to explain something. Copy? What up, Glass? Oh, you telling people they should do a drop to the Cash App, or you saying that you did one? Shout out to Young Earls this morning. Jack Frost, BBN family morning. Shout out to Glass. Shout out to Legal Hustle. I did interview Troy Ave. I'm gonna be on this show 2 days saying the things that he said in the interview. What up, Jason Martinez? I did interview Troy Ave. I'm going to be saying some of the things that he said in said interview. This is why when you have a legal issue and you're interviewing with someone and they're telling you, or they're trying to give you guidance on your interview, you should probably pay attention. Also, this is why when you have a legal issue, you should go to a page that understands the law. You guys are interviewing with people who don't understand the law. Glass house stones. Okay, so for the people that come in here and try to say cold words about things, are you just trying not to get kicked? What the fuck, yo? I never understood why somebody will come to a page that they don't like. I never understood that. Or are you saying that Troy Ave is throwing stones and he lives in a glass house? I need more context, man. In any regard. Somebody said I need to put that on the shirt. Okay, so I'm going to say something that's real talk. Yeah, code words. Like, what the hell, fam? Why even use code words? What's going on over here? Say what you want to say it with your chest. All right, so I'm going to go over also. Shout out to Nick the Stick. Shout out to Brooklyn. Also, just so we can be clear, I am not saying Troy Ave's rendition or Troy Ave's chain of events of what happened is the truth. I am not saying that. I want to be clear. All I'm saying is this is what he said. That's it. So if you don't agree with the things that he said, that doesn't mean be mad at me. Do they have to prove first degree? Okay, so I believe the charge is 125.25 subsection 1. So I believe that that charge is with the intent. So all they have to prove is that there was intent to commit the murder. Then there is the other charges. Yeah, so it is 125.25 subsection 1. That is he went there to actually do it. So yes, they have to prove, I'm assuming, that that was his intended purpose. In addition to that, his other charges are 110/125 and that's he attempted to commit murder, and that's the Troy Ave situation. But also, in addition to that, there is the 120.10 subsection 1, and that's basically he intended to cause injury with a deadly weapon. And there's 4 of those charges, I believe. There's 3 of those charges, I believe. Pardon me. So then he got charges for the actual weapon possession. So they're trying to beat 2 specifically different charges, and then 3 other charges that's all intent to cause injury with a deadly weapon. And then there was other charges, but I'm not sure if he's already pled to these in the Fed case, but I don't think so. And that's 265.01 subsection 1 SSD, and that's he possessed a loaded firearm with the intent to use. And then that's 265.03 SS3, and that's subsection 3, I'm guessing. And that's he took the firearm out of his home or his place of business. If y'all want me to just explain that real quick, I'll do that real quick. What you mean by that, Glass? Answer that. What you mean by that, Glass? Like the dude on the stand is lying or the prosecutor's lying? I am not going to call the prosecutor a liar. All of the prosecution information that they get is coming from actual evidence or from witness statements or somebody claiming to be a witness. So we're not going to stand up here and say the prosecutor's lying. The prosecutor's doing their job the best way that they can. I'm not saying the prosecutor isn't lying. I'm saying that I'm going to give the prosecutor the benefit of the doubt that they might just believe that the individual is guilty, so therefore they're trying to do their job. That's what I'm saying. Just so we can be clear. I don't know if Tax was offered a plea deal. I'll go through the opening statement, what the prosecutor said in the opening statement. You said that the prosecutor said a different story? Yes. Theoretically, G, if they can't prove that he went there with the intent to confront Troy Ave and create this situation, theoretically, he should not be found guilty of murder 1. Theoretically. I'll read the opening statement of the prosecutors again, at least what I wrote down. They said Ronald McFadden, 33, bodyguard of Troy Ave. Troy Ave is going to testify. They said Taxstone, a convict before and after. They said that he has motives. They said that he was. They said that they have collected evidence, scientific evidence. They said that they have photos, witnesses, diagrams, video. Evidence won't be all at one point. Evidence is going to be given at different intervals, so it's going to be out of order. They said Daryl Campbell shot and killed Ronald McFadder. No video of the actual incident because there's no cameras inside the VIP. They said Troy Ave did sell drugs and had a music career. They said Taxstone stalked Troy Ave. They said Troy Ave had diss songs about Taxstone. They went on to say Casanova's girlfriend around town going to Irving Plaza. He went with Casanova's girlfriend around town before they went to Irving Plaza. Then they said first denied entrance to Irving Plaza, Taxstone. Then they said rushed past security to the front of the building without being frisked. Then they said after Taxstone was there for about 38 minutes, Troy arrived. They said Troy was invited by T.I. They said he was to perform with T.I. They said Troy Ave went through VIP and wasn't. Troy Ave was patted down. They said Taxstone allegedly asked Troy Ave was popping. We have confirmation that somebody said that. I'm just going to say that. Or at least that's what the person said that they were told. He said Taxstone reached for a gun. Benga said that he will hit Tax and does. Benga struggled, gun went off. 3 shots, 6 seconds, cell phone footage. They said Troy Ave grabbed Tax, fights for gun. Benga fled VIP room. Troy still fighting for gun. Troy's on the ground. Tax shoots at him and continues to fight. Tax still with the gun. He got up and was fighting him. Troy bit the neck as they fought of Taxstone, the back of his neck. He had him like in a spooning position. Then he gets a little bit of control over the gun and he hits Taxstone over the head. Gets the gun from Tax and Tax runs. Troy tries to shoot Tax or shoot in the direction that he believed Tax to be in. That's what I'm going to say. Gun jams. But they said, I'm going to say what they said. Troy tries to shoot Tax. Gun jams. He racks, fires, misses everyone. Tax runs to see Benga and tries to help. Troy runs to see Benga. Troy, not Tax. Troy runs to see Benga and tries to help. Tries to get help for Benga. When Benga gets help, Troy then leaves. Will not see defendant fire gun and no cameras in the VIP room. Reiterated that. Troy goes to NYU hospital. 3 guns was found in Troy's van. 2 of those was Troy's. 1 of those was Tax's. 1 person shot through the floor, had portions of his intestines moved. 6 shells were recovered. They shot on camera twice. That was Troy. 5 bullets was recovered. 1 is still in the leg of one of the victims. Because, basically, why should I change the slow flake to a camera? I'm forced. Basically, the reason why the bullet is still in the leg is because whenever you get the bullet travels too deeply into the muscle or the bullet gets lodged in the bone, they don't remove. Yeah, but I'm frost. I'm literally, they don't remove the bullet. It'll cause more damage to remove the bullet than to just leave the bullet in and leave the person walking with the bullet. All right. Also, I'll tell you which shot caused the actual death. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. We got 110 people in here. Can we please hit that like button? Send out some more notifications. All right. So that's why they left the bullet in her leg. It was going to cause more damage to take the bullet out than to just simply leave it in there. All 6 shells cases were fired from Tax's gun. Troy initially arrested, incarcerated 6 weeks, would not talk to the police. February 2017, first came to speak to the DA's office. Tax ran past the dying Benga. He went back to the Bronx. Tax to Malcolm. He shot Benga. Allegedly, he told Malcolm he shot Benga. He says struggling began, and he also shot Troy. This is what the prosecution said in opening statement. The gunshots are going to prove that that when Benga and Troy was shot, it was in close range. Tax left his blood at the scene. Malcolm cooperated, could have gotten life in prison. 42 would have been his minimum. He was fraud, drugs, gun trafficking. There was a max of 25 years for attempted murder, a max of 15 years for each gun, 2 guns, straight possession, 1 gun, possession with the intent to harm for Troy Ave. But if everything works out and Troy Ave goes and he does what he's supposed to be doing, just so we can be clear, the prosecution is going to recommend only 1 year in prison if he lives up to his agreement. Since I told y'all what the prosecution said, I'll tell y'all what the defense actual opening statement was also. We go over that again. All's fair. Sheesh. I'm going to take this top thing off here. That's what screwed me up. I don't even got the top still on. It's not even necessary. All right, I'm going to skip all of the stuff that ain't about the actual story, but they do say presumption of innocence until that you have to presume that the defendant is innocent. That's what he led off with. Then he said that Tax was popular. Troy was not popular, or not as popular as Tax at that time. Tax got artist signed. Troy didn't like Tax because Tax was more popular. Benga had a history of assaulting rappers and bloggers and journalists. Benga had no licensed security. Benga was not licensed security. Troy had a stash box for weapons. This is the defense's opening statement. I started over. You have to presume there's a presumption of innocence as far as the defendant is concerned. Tax was popular. Troy was not as popular as Tax. Tax got artist signed. Troy didn't like that Tax was more popular. Benga had a history of assaulting rappers, bloggers, and journalists. Benga was not licensed security. Troy had a stash box for weapons. Troy wanted to kill Tax. Tax was not a Boy Scout, came to venue with guns, unlicensed. Troy came to venue looking for trouble. Pardon me. Troy was not a Boy Scout. He came to the venue with guns, unlicensed. Troy, not Tax. Troy came to the video looking for trouble. When he heard Tax was there alone, they assaulted him. TMZ video evidence. Prosecution opening statement was just repeating Troy Ave's statement. Isn't upfront with the cops when initially asked. Only reason the second cooperator got involved was because he was on the wiretap. Troy Ave used Benga's death to promote his career. Troy Ave's a narcissist. But I just got to say this. Most successful people in any business is narcissistic, just so we can be clear. I don't think so much it's whether a person is narcissistic. I think it has more to do with the intent of a person's heart. A lot of people are considered to be narcissistic, and the majority of those people, a majority of the people who are rich, well off, have a lot of money, and have been successful in this society, we will call them narcissistic. I just want to say that in any regard. Troy Ave used Benga's death to promote his career. Troy Ave, narcissistic. Prosecutors helped Troy with his story. Troy told his friends they have to take responsibility for guns. They said no. He unfriended them. First of all, I just want to say this. The dudes that ran, I think that would be even a better reason to unfriend them. So I don't see any reason why you're gonna stay friends with a dude. See, and just so we can be clear, I'm not talking about the dudes he hang out with that was just regular dudes. I'm talking about the dudes that was there for security. I'm talking about the dudes that was there just in case something popped off. I'm talking about those dudes. Those dudes specifically. The dudes that when they're sitting around talking about people they don't like, they amping it up and making it more. I'm talking about those dudes, just so we can be clear. Those dudes. Once Bang and Ab entered the room, they attacked Troy. They attacked Tax. As soon as they entered the room with Tax, they attacked him. They tried to assault Tax with glass bottles. Story doesn't match up that Troy got shot while on IG. Pardon me. Not IG. Story doesn't match up that Troy got shot while on ground, then got up and fought for the gun. Troy Ave is the only one that fired the gun. Troy is the only one that will say Tax fired a weapon. Cooperator will say that Tax looked beat up after the event. Federal cooperator is lying. 5K letters why he lied. Malcolm Keenan's was the head of a drug operation. He's currently free. He's facing 42 years of life. All his information is secondhand. People cooperate because they want to go home. There's one witness ID case. Balance witnesses' motives against evidence. So that's what the prosecution said. Do anybody want to know what Troy Ave said when he pulled up on the show? I'll tell you what Troy Ave said when I spoke with Troy Ave. I believe it was during a show. Anybody want to know what Troy Ave said? Put it in the chat. I want some comments. Also, we got 143 people in here. Can we hit that like button, please? We got 143 people. I only can get 24 likes. Is most of y'all just watching because y'all pissed? Believe you me when I'm telling you. I am being as fair as possible. I am not in any way, shape, and or form condemning one side over the other. I promise you I'm not doing that at all. I promise you I'm not doing that at all. Not even a little bit. Not even almost. Also, R.I.P. Banger. A man lost his life in a tragic situation. We have to learn how to live together. Period. I'm not putting his death on one side. I'm not putting his death on the other side. What I'm saying is that we as a people need to figure out how to live together. If you can't rock with somebody, we have to start learning how to just walk past them and go about their damn business. Y'all don't like people, and then y'all feel like you have to confront them. You don't have to confront people you don't like. You can literally just go live your life. This is just factual statements. You can literally just go live your life. You do not have to go confront people you don't like. Just try to do more of that. Let's try to do more of that. Let's try to do more of just going and living our lives. You do not have to confront people you don't like. That's insane. Like, for real, to think because you don't like somebody, you got to go up to them and tell them. That's crazy. It's really crazy. I always thought if you don't like somebody, you stay away from them. I don't understand this shit. I'm sorry to talk like that, but I don't. I promise you. If I don't like somebody, I just avoid them. I don't even want to be make up. I don't want to make up. I don't want to figure out anything. Nothing. Nothing. I'm just going to be like, look, obviously our energies don't align. I'm going to keep my energy in my area, and I'm going to hope you keep your energy in your area. Well, people are literally calling him a snitch. You understand? So that's why I'm asking the question. I'm not saying, if you heard, I don't know if you missed the beginning, but I'm not calling anybody a snitch. I'm not even getting in that conversation. I'm asking you guys, because I know that that's stuff that you guys like talking about, apparently. So I'm asking you guys. I'm not calling nobody a snitch. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. If somebody killed my friend, I got an obligation to my friend. Either we gonna go get it back in blood, which I'm not doing because I don't want to go to jail, or it is what it is. So I'm not talking about. So we're not there with that. Also, I'm a whole civilian. I don't want no problems with nobody. I want everybody to learn how to live together. Period. I want all this BS to go away. Ox is old vibe. Don't like somebody, stay away from them. Don't talk about them. New vibe. Don't like somebody, go tell them and broadcast it. Yeah, that's bananas. I don't understand what it's bananas. This new social media era has convinced people to do all of the things that's gonna bring wrath upon them. Some people are just, it's the wrath of God happening to some people. I'm telling you. Because there's so many people who are good people, real talk, and they're being persecuted. And God is allowing for the persecution to happen. Not because the good person is bad. Remember who Job was. Not because the good person is bad, but because God is testing the hearts of the people that's persecuting them. Just telling you what it is. Hold on. So Next King says, I respect it, but dude, once again, I'm not talking about him. I can't talk about nobody but what I would do myself. There's a comment that y'all can't see because I hit the button too late. But Andre Smith said, if he testifies he's a snitch, can't talk that shit, then jump on the stand. I'm not sure what he was talking. Just so we can be clear. Tell me what he was talking. Put it in the chat. Also, we got 163 people in here. We could get the 50 damn likes. Could we hit that like button, please? Send out some notifications. Possibly get our viewership up to 300 this morning. Next King said, I respect it, but dude was calling everybody a soft, and now he going to the stand to tell like a bozo, like he a bozo, play it. LF says, yes, you do. If you are at work and someone keeps slandering you at the job, you have to confront them before you get fired. I don't think that falls inside of the category of what we're talking about, just so we can be clear. Are you saying that somebody was slandering somebody at their job so they had to confront them? I need more context to understand how that applies here, how this applicable here. I need more context. Bruce Banner says, why hasn't the prosecution put some taxes inciting tweets up on the screen? I have no idea. Maybe they weren't allowed in the court. What the heck do I know? He said he bullies the bullies. He about that life, talking about he putting in work. Well, one thing that could always be said is that you have to remember that a lot of what these dudes do on social media is play. So by introducing his tweets they're probably going to open up room for them to also introduce some of the things that the other side said. So both parties probably agreed that those were things that they didn't want to discuss in court. And neither one of them is going to pull the trigger because it's probably going to be, because everybody was doing inflammatory things. Next King says, next says, Troy Ave was bullying others, so-called soft dudes, and then he ran to tell once he met a real man who's standing on his word. Who was Troy Ave bullying? Like, see, context. That's all I'm asking. Andre Smith says, if you're talking about the dudes that was getting beat up, put their names. Context. That's all I'm asking. Andre says, music-wise in the interviews he was done in the past, he is one of the problems with the youth. They see these new age rappers and they think they're really getting busy. We just had a situation where Nas EBK was arrested. There was a dude a while back that was shot on 42nd Street, which is bananas. It was actually on 44th and 8th Ave. I can't even explain to you how bananas. So he shot dude. He shot dude next to those red steps. You know the red steps on 42nd Street? The red stairs that everybody go take pictures at. Where when they hold events on 42nd, that's usually where the main event is. Nas EBK shot a dude over there. Hold on. Am I right about that? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put in this in the, because I think that's where that is. I'm just realizing that. It was on 44th Street. Okay, that's 8th Ave, not 9th Ave. So he shot him down the block. All right, so that's a drug block, though. That whole block be having mad drugs. That whole 8th Avenue, I don't know what to tell you. There'd be a lot of stuff over there on 8th Avenue. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go too much further into that. There'd be a lot of stuff over there on 8th Avenue. Hold on. You know, I used to live around there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's a lot of stuff down there on 8th Avenue. So he shot him on 44th and 8th. That's next to this fucking Shake Shack. This guy, man, the guy's an idiot. So, yeah, so that guy's an idiot. And they got him on camera, so the guy's an idiot. I'm gonna say something. And this is just something that I'm saying, and I'm gonna say this. I believe a lot of these rappers, especially these rappers that be out here talking all of this gun shit and never get arrested. I don't care what nobody. Man, should I say this? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I don't care what nobody say. I think these dudes is working with the boys. I don't care when. That's why they feel so. That's why they feel so flagrant. I think these dudes is working with the boys, man. I don't care what nobody say. And you can't tell me no different. So that's why when y'all talking shit about a guy. And y'all like this dude a snitch, that dude a snitch, you bad mouthing this person over that and bad mouthing that person over this. And I just be watching y'all. Like, what, like, there's really so much more going on over here. Like, y'all applauding this guy for this thing and y'all condemning this guy for that thing. But in reality, a lot of these dudes is out here doing as bad and or worse. It's just not in the media because it's being kept out of the media because of their help, whatever the case might be. And because I think people like, and I don't care what nobody say, I think people like Nas EBK, they be thinking that they untouchable because they help work a case or two. So they know that when they get locked up for certain things, that they're going to get out. You understand? Now, if I was covering this case, I wouldn't be talking like this. I don't know if I'm going to cover Nas EBK jump off because If his own team don't understand what was going on, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm saying it like this. I think a lot of y'all dudes, when y'all see that these guys, you know that your man is wild, 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 and he ain't never getting arrested, better start looking at that. That's all I got to say, and I'm gonna leave that at that. We're gonna move on. Tax was telling his lawyer said Tax shot. I don't understand what you're saying right there, Bruce Banner. Rewrite that. Ark G says that's Av's own words, so we can't take the Av can't take the stand in. What's Av's own words? Brooklyn Don said he was beating up journalists. He made fun of someone that committed suicide. Golly, that's terrible. He had Banger crash out and beat up other artists. Troy wasn't no church boy. That's crazy. Making fun of somebody that committed suicide. That's insane. Because usually that just means that there's a demon on that person and they lost to the demon. That's usually what that means. That there was a demon on them, they lost to the demon, and they didn't have a support system. People that got a support system don't do that. You understand? Y'all got to stop thinking that people is killing themselves because of weakness. People ain't killing themselves because of weakness. People is killing themselves because they've been fighting for so long, and they just don't have no more strength, and they don't have no support system, and that's why people are killing themselves. But a lot of people can't understand that dynamic because 9 times out of 10, the person that kills themselves was surrounded by people that was trying to destroy their life. Like, you don't hear nobody. Go pay attention to the people that you hear commit suicide. 9 times out of 10, they had people following them around destroying their lives. 9 times out of 10. This is a factual statement. 9 times out of 10. The people that's killing themselves aren't people that got healthy people around them. The people that are killing themselves are usually people that got unhealthy people following them. These are just facts, man. Do what you want with it. Remember, the Most High, pardon me. Okay, so I say it from this angle. Remember this: when the Most High loves you a lot, Satan hates you more. So Satan is gonna send demons. Satan is gonna try to make you look like you're a bad person. I met somebody the other day, and it was, you'd be surprised. And this is another reason. I just want to say something real quick. And this is another reason why I stay to myself so much. You'd be surprised that when people actually meet me and I talk to them, and it hurt my heart sometimes when they realize that I'm not who people said I was, or I'm not like, because that hurt my heart. Like you really was, like, that hurt my heart. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you really was believing the crazy things that people were saying about me. So now you don't believe it. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you met me personally and you see that the shit ain't right. You understand what I'm saying? So all that other time when I was going through whatever I was going through, you was believing that I was really a person that I wasn't. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what Satan is trying to do to people that God loves. So instead of us looking, one of the biggest lessons the Bible teaches us is that the world hated the man that we know is Jesus Christ. So you should start looking at people who the world is hating differently. You really should. You start looking at people who the world is trying to get you to hate differently. Stop believing that the world is right. Remember, nowadays the world is telling us that a man could be a boy. Pardon me, that a man could be a girl and a girl could be a boy. And if a man says he's now a woman, you gotta treat him like a woman. And if a person says now they recognize themselves as a cat, you gotta treat them and allow them to be recognized as a cat. You understand what I'm saying? We live in a world where, just keep this in mind real quick. If you read the Bible, all of the angels, as far as I know, were men, right? They had man names, masculine names, right? But we live in a world where there's actually men that wants to cut their Johnsons off. I'm not talking about the men that are gay at this point. I'm not getting into that. I believe that you are whatever you are. Don't get this confused. But how could you want to cut off your Johnson? That part I don't understand at all. One more thing I want to say. There is a woman that I read that's actually suing her doctors because after she had her breast removed because she decided she wanted to be a man. So she had her breast removed. All of a sudden now she has a change of heart. So people are doing things to themselves that you can't come back from. That now that's you. That's the way that you have to live. And I think that that's totally different, just so we could be clear, than somebody just being gay. Just so we could be clear. I think that's totally different. I think that that's a different mindset that you're dealing with. Feeling like you want to take off all reminders of the gender that you was born as. You understand what I'm saying? I think that that's just totally different. You understand? Just so we can be clear. So that's the world that we live in, and that's the world that they're trying to encourage. We have I forgot what state it is, but there's a state that is trying to make it. I think it's California, and they're making it so, or they tried to make it. I'm not sure if it got passed yet. That a child could consent to sodomy. Yet now, you can't prosecute someone if they could convince the child to want to be sodomized. Like, you can't prosecute them. So this is the world that we live in now. Just so we could be clear, this is the world we live in. This is a real thing. Go look it up. So. And child, just so we could be saying, I'm not talking about a young teen. I'm not talking about an adolescent. I'm not talking about a 15, 16. That's also a child. Don't get me confused. I consider a 25-year-old child. But I'm talking about a child. Like 5, 6, 7 years old. There's a state that they're either about to pass it or have already passed it. I believe it's California. So that's the world we live in. This is the world that it's all somebody got to do is talk bad about somebody, and y'all just jump right on board. LF says Tax was getting more popular. Tax was probably more popular than Troy. Tax was more popular than Troy Ave when the situation happened. To say that that's not true is insane. So that's kind of a fact. That's kind of a factual statement. Taxstone was about to get a deal with HBO or something like that, like one of them brands, just so we can be clear. All right, so y'all wrote some of the names of the people he bullied. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. McKinnon, I heard about that. Andre Smith says, it just came out. You can be an informant and literally make up to $100K a year. So I wouldn't doubt that they're working with them. My dude, y'all got dudes that are supposed to be rappers and they're in the hood with all the highest brand stuff, still living in the projects. But they got all of the new clothes, all of the $1,000 sneakers, all of the $1,000 pants, all of the jewelry, and they live in the hood, my nigga. They still live in the hood. Like, if people not putting 2 and 2 together, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not here for that. You said Tax is a snitch because he said Troy shot Banger, so you saying Troy shot Banger. Because remember, in order for it to be true, that's the only way he could be snitching. If it's a lie, then he lying, right? Sharice says Troy Ave came out the gate bullying Joey Badass, Kendrick Lamar, Trinidad James. He's no saint. Yes, Tax had a gun on him. He did not go to Irving Plaza looking for Troy Ave to harm him. He had no knowledge the man was going to be there. Shout out to Sharice. Fox says Montgomery gonna make Troy Ave a hostile witness. I 100% believe that. Shout out to Montgomery Esquire. I wish I knew the other team's name. I'll hook it back, yo. I wish I knew the other team's name so I could give them a nice nickname. They're doing pretty good in there. He bullied Joey Badass, man. Shut up. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Capital Steez. He bullied Capital Steez. So he bullied Capital Steez how he did that when the man was already dead. So I guess they just, how did Capital Steez die? Was that the dude that committed suicide? I have no idea. Mental health is real, and a lot of times people don't have that support. It's not always about, a person will be 100% perfectly healthy. But when you imagine having people follow you around everywhere you're going, trying to tell people who don't know you that you're a bad person, so they treat you fucked up. And then you're walking around and you don't even know why people are treating you fucked up. So you can give somebody a mental health disorder. You understand? You can give somebody a mental health disorder. Imagine you just being a regular person and everywhere you go, people just treating you bad and you have no idea why. You have just no idea. And it's because people are going before you get there and telling people lies on you to make people think you're a person you're not. So you can look like you're crazy when you're reacting and responding 100% the way anybody else would respond in that situation is the point in which I'm trying to make. What up, Ganji? He says, I was snitched on over a kilo of coke in October 1999. People I grew up with told on me, do your dirt by yourself. It's not a line. Let me put an extra pillow behind me so I can lean up a little. Fox says, Troy got a lot of skeletons that's about to be revealed. I think that's the hardest, probably going to be the most difficult point about him taking the stand, because Troy Ave takes the stand. I'm going to assume that Esquire is going to then go in on the different situations in which him and Banger got involved with other rappers where it might not have turned out in the other rappers' best interest. Peace. Salute, Ganju. Sharice said he's only getting on the stand to avoid facing time for the guns that they found in his vehicle. Also, to avoid facing time for attempt murder. He was just firing into where he didn't even know. So he also, for that. This guy thinks I'm on a first name basis with demons. Diamond Newman says Troy Ave was picking with Chance the Rapper, Kendrick Lamar, calling them weirdos. How he wanted to be a thug. Now he's going to state evidence against the Oppie snitching. I think one of the things that should actually hurt Troy Ave in his testimony is when he calls himself Nupac, just so we can be clear. I think calling yourself Nupac kind of invites this type of energy in which that happened was circulating around him. So sometimes people look at me and they be like, yo, this nigga Jackie a pussy, he a sucker. But what you don't understand is I'm trying my hardest not to invite demons to me, because I already have enough demons that I can't get away from. I already have enough evil people that want to be inside of my circle and want to deal with me and doing all type of weirdo shit. If I even explain it to you, you wouldn't believe me. So I already got enough people doing evil shit to me. I'm already being attacked by enough demons. So I don't want to ever be aggressive. I don't want to lose myself. So what you got to understand is that when he called himself Nupac, he was calling that energy to him. I'm just always trying to do my best not to call that energy to me. So that Nupac thing, I don't know what I'm saying. Bruce Banner says that's not true. Troy was on the cover of XXL. What's not true, Bruce Banner? And what does being on the cover of XXL has to do with this conversation? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to pick a fight. That's a fact. Fly bums. Yeah, because they're getting a whole lot of money, but they can't move out of the hood. Because if they move out of the hood, then they don't have access to the information that they need to help the government. You understand? So that's why they be fly and they stay living in the hood. They can't move out of the hood because that's where they're posted at. That's their precinct, for lack of a better term. So they can't move. Now I just gave y'all mad game. I don't know what anybody gonna do with it. 9 times out of 10, people gonna say, yo, this nigga Jack is crazy. But I just gave y'all mad game. They can't move out of the hood. That's where they work. Part of their job is to stay where they're at. They'll have all of the money so they can look fly. They'll have all of the money so they don't need money. All of the resources that they need, as long as they stay in that area and do the things that they're supposed to be doing. L Famous says, L Boogie says, we got to stop giving these gun-toting dudes props, because at the end of the day, someone bound to lose their life, man, woman, and child, who of sound mind running around with a gun nowadays. I think the worst part of the gun situation that we're living in, this is the worst part. These people that actually have most of these firearms don't even know how to shoot. So this is the thing that always kills me. So these dudes don't even know how to properly aim a firearm and or a weapon. That's one. 2, half of the time they spend so much time drunk or high or whatever their drug of choice is, that even if they did know how to use a firearm, they're not physically capable of handling it at certain given times. You understand? So what happens is they're running up and down the block, firing at a dude that's fucking 15 yards away from them, and there's just no chance they're gonna actually hit their target. They're firing at a dude 20 yards away from them. There's no chance they're gonna hit their target. There's no chance. That bullet is going somewhere else. Arthur D. Glass says, I know this off topic, but what the heck up with this astrology boots, Astro Boy boots these dudes is rocking in the hood? That's just, they just trying to see if they could, you know, that's conditioning basically. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to see what people will do and take it. Yeah, it is what they do. OG Dress said, I've been in the suburbs since 98. If you are enjoying, what the fuck, fam? Oh, if you are enjoying the show, you can always pull up to the Cash App. I think I got it pinned. We always appreciate any support that comes to this platform. I literally, and this is a whole fact, I literally have people that go around physically everywhere that I go trying to get people to hate me. And I literally have people, without a shadow of a doubt, that contact most of you guys, and some of you know it, that contact most of you guys to try to convince you guys to not support the platform. So for the people who do support the platform, you have no idea how much I appreciate you. Jumper, he 22 Jumper, I don't know what that guy's name is. Adam 22, he bullied him too. You saying, Legend P? JB says Taxstone was blowing up, going viral. He was hotter than Troy Ave, but he wasn't bigger than Troy Ave. What you mean by that? More people would know who Troy Ave was than Taxstone. I knew who Troy Ave was before I knew who Taxstone was. But Taxstone was dealing with the Rock Nations of the world. So I don't know if I could agree with that statement, with all due respect. Bruce Panda says people who knew Tax were people who listen to podcasts, not a lot of people at that time. I agree. Ganju Roke says Frost, Troy looking at 70 years total. Yes, he's looking at a total of 70 years, 25 max, 70 years max, 25 max for the attempt murder, 15 max for each one of the 3 gun charges. 2 of the guns were his, and the other gun was the gun that is Taxstone's. Wavy, seems like Bengal was Troy Muscle. Absolutely. Troy Ave is a pop-up show in New York City on Sunday. Give me the information. I'm on the side of justice for Benga, and all Troy's interviews will hurt his case. Definitely want justice for the deceased. That doesn't go without saying. I want justice for all of the people who have become deceased. But what do we consider justice to be? I'm going to say something, and this is going to piss people off, right? First, Benga was 100% loved. I could tell because of the support that he gets in the courtroom every day. He was loved. This is not for the weak of heart. He was loved. There's people who are going to miss him. There's people who do miss him, and they're going to miss him for years to come. Now, with that being said, I'm going to explain to you the difference between murder and killing in the Bible. Killing and murder has 2 different definitions as far as the Bible is concerned. Murder is when somebody has done nothing wrong and you take their life. Killing somebody is when a person has done a thing that has brought their death upon them. OG said, facts, the gun is like $30 a session. King Malik says, question, how you give advice about raising, boom, there you go, all of the kicks. What am I giving back to my subscribers for the person? You know what? What am I giving back to my subscribers? You trying to get blood from a turnip? Wisdom says, I say whoever brought the gun in there should be held accountable. Whoa, wait, hold on. Stop everything. So somebody said that I need to give back to the subscribers. What do y'all think that we could do where we can generate enough of money over here for the BBN where I could then start giving back to y'all? Do y'all got any ideas of anything that you guys would want to be a part of, whether it be a raffle or whatever it might be? Do you have any ideas of what you guys might want to be a part of so we could generate some money over here so I could then start giving back? Put it in the chat. Wisdom says, I say whoever put the gun in there should be held accountable. Fox 5 says, Troy Ave was New York City known. Tax was global. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Fox says, after that interview with Meek, it was just heating up. L Boogie said, it's funny how the fake gangster world is coming to an end right in front of our eyes. I think about Tax. Shoot, why does that keep doing that? Oh, because I'm moving in and out, so the camera has to focus. It's funny how this fake gangster world is coming to an end right in front of our eyes. Think about Taxstone Cast, even Troy Ave, that tough shit gonna. Okay, before we even talk about them, could we just talk about all the drill rappers? Also, that I'm gonna use one of these. Could we talk about how all the drill rappers also, even before we talk about this particular situation, we've lost maybe 20, 30 drill rappers a year for the last couple of years. Not just rappers, but like their entourage and rappers, like every year for the last couple of years. So I think that whether it be through jail or whether it be because their life was taken from them. So I don't think we should put it all on Casanova, Taxstone, Troy Ave, or any of those rappers. I don't think that should be. I think that there's lessons in this, but I don't think that that's what we should put it on, because with all due respect, look at Chicago. I mean, everybody should already know what that energy creates. Y'all love Rondo #9, didn't y'all? Y'all loved E-Day and C-Day, didn't y'all? You get the drift? No disrespect to those guys. I'm just saying what it is. L Boogie said you're either going to be dead, in prison, or washed up playing tough. Only nigga that want to fight is broke niggas. The only people that's hating on people is broke niggas. If you not a broke nigga, you not hating on nobody. You busy doing other shit. You busy getting to your bag. What, you an emotional rich nigga? That could be it also. You could just be an emotional rich nigga that's scared that somebody coming for your spot. That could be it also. Bruce Banner says Tax had a tweet saying free the guy that just testified on him. He absolutely did. I'm not showing y'all dude picture. That dude is a federal informant. I am not showing y'all his picture. Fox 5 says K Flock gonna be the new Pistol Pete. In the eyes of the law, has the blame the drill rap violence. We just had a whole conversation about this. You probably wasn't in here. All right. I don't generally listen to drill music neither. Like when I say generally, I mean if somebody is just playing drill music, I ain't got no choice. But no, I don't generally listen to drill music neither. Um, it's just not for me. I think all drill, not all drill music, but I think like 95% of drill music sounds the same to me. Like literally sounds the same to me. I can't tell one artist from another. There's few artists that I can, but just in general, I can. Yeah, I just generally, in general, I can't. I just can't. With no disrespect. I'm not intending to disrespect anybody. I just can't. All right, are y'all ready to listen to the story that Troy Ave told me happened? I don't see Blocko. Oh, there you go. Banger was solid. Yeah, he was solid. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything different. Um, JB says, it don't matter how bad the defense try to make Troy look. The average juror is not gonna reasonably believe Troy Ave or any man took a gun to his op to manage to shoot himself and his bodyguard. Or I don't know. I mean, they don't have to believe it. They just have to they just needs to be reasonable doubt. And I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. At the end of the day, they got one man fighting for his life, and we got the government doing what they believe. We got one man literally fighting for his life, and we have government doing what they believe is fighting for justice. I'm not saying they're not fighting for justice. I'm saying that is what they believe, and that is what they're attempting to do. You don't make certain deals unless you think that it's the right thing to do. Fox 5 says, if there's a scuffle, anything is possible. I'm going to agree with you. If there's a scuffle, anything is possible. All right, y'all ready to hear the story Troy Ave told me? Tell me if this is the story that he said on Hoffa also. There are people that care that he's fighting for his life. Don't say no one cares. Like, don't. Because by doing that, you're hurting your own argument. You understand? Angelina says he carelessly shot two other people. Why wouldn't the jury believe that he carelessly shot two people inside of the room? Um, Tony Wall says, who was the aggressor? Was it Tax, Solo, or Troy team? That can decide the whole case. I agree with you. Great comment, Troy Wall. Troy Wall? Tony Wall. Also, we got 175 people in here. Please hit that like button so we can send out some notifications. We might be able to get to 200. We might be able to get to 200. 200. Yes, I agree. Troy's biggest mistake was leaving the venue. If he never drives the vehicle with the trap in the to the hospital, they probably don't get that vehicle. If he would have stayed at the scene and allowed for the EMS to take him to the hospital instead of getting in the vehicle and then driving the vehicle to the hospital where the vehicle was then held by the police, I 100% agree with you. 100%. Let's hit that like button. See if we can get up to 200 people this morning. I think Tax got more time than that. I don't know how he's going to be with time served, but I guess, I don't know. Angelina says it was Troy. Tax was already in the room when they attacked him, and the witness stated that Banger hit Tax first. Which witness are you talking about? Are you talking about the witness that that wasn't there and it was secondhand information? LF says, right, you're gonna wait for EMS to take you to the hospital after being shot. Comical. No, I didn't say all of that. I just explained that by him driving the vehicle to the hospital, they were allowed to be able to check the vehicle with the thing in it. That's what I explained. If I'm wrong and if that doesn't make sense, I don't know what to tell you. Because if they don't check the vehicle, they don't get the other two guns and they don't get Tax's gun. Literally. I believe this happened in 2016. Tax could have been locked up since about 2016, 2017, 2016. Just so we could be clear. Like, I said a factual thing. I didn't say an opinionated thing. If you want to argue opinion with fact, go ahead. But also the belief could be that you got shot. The EMS is going to be on the way to take you to the hospital. So I don't understand how what I said was wrong. I need you to explain how I said it was wrong. The question is, what was his plan to do with the gun if it wasn't his? Well, he should have left the gun at the scene. He should have never took the gun from the scene. I would assume, that's just me talking, he should have never took the gun from the scene. He should have waited for the EMS because he had guns in his vehicle that he knew about. I don't understand what I'm saying wrong, to be honest with you. Can somebody explain to me what I'm saying wrong about that? Well, I'm talking about what am I saying wrong. I'm not talking about your opinion on it. I'm asking you what I'm saying wrong. You're giving me opinion back while I'm talking. You know what? This is what I'm trying to say. People constantly argue their opinion. So I'm just saying facts, man. This is why everybody seems to hate me. I'm just saying facts, man. Well, whoever initiated the confrontation got a break. That's not an opinion. I'm not stating an opinion. I'm literally stating a factual statement. You're just believing that it's an opinion because you want something, you want to say your opinion. So you're saying that my fact is an opinion. I'm saying a factual thing. I am not saying an opinionated thing. I'm using what I know about the law to say a thing, a factual thing. If factually he waits for the EMS and his people take the vehicle away, they can't check it. That's a factual thing. That is not opinion based. I don't understand this. Okay, it doesn't matter who initiated the situation as far as who had a gun. But if we're talking about intent, then it does matter who initiated the situation. You think they would be arguing that in court if it didn't matter? You think that they would spend all of this time arguing in court intent if it didn't matter? You think that the actual charge of murder one is intent, so you don't think the intentions matter, even though the actual charge that he's facing is intent. These are not opinion-based things. You're just arguing your opinion against facts. So I don't understand how to do this. None of them had any guns. None of them brought guns in the facility. What you're saying is an opinion, homie. It's not hard to tell. What the fuck, fam? I don't think people know what opinions are. Like I don't think some people know what opinions are. Not everybody. Obviously, I'm not talking about everybody. But I think some people genuinely don't know what an opinion is. I think people genuinely think if they think something that it's a fact. I think that's what people genuinely think. Why are you concerned with Tax's hairline? Are you concerned with, why are you concerned with how handsome Tax is or isn't? I'm just curious. And do you like people with receding hairlines? Are you into the George Jefferson type? Love Life said, yes, Troy Ave is a snitch and Taxstone is a snitch. They both snitches. Tax's version of the story is going to be told by a lawyer who was not there. Troy was there. Once he says Benga hit Tax, Tax shot Benga. I jumped in, got shot, got the gun, tried to shoot him, it's over. Well, also, it depends on if the witness sounds credible, right? Like, yeah, that's obviously what he's going to say. But also, the witness has to sound credible, right? But right now, we're talking about what happened. And what happened is he has a murder one charge, as far as I know. It says intent. If he's not being charged with murder two, the jury can't find him guilty of murder two. You do understand how the court work, right? They have to charge you with a thing. The jury can't decide that you're guilty of something that you're not charged with. The jury can only decide that you're guilty on the things that you're charged for. Period. So unless the prosecution charged him with murder two, the jury can't find him guilty of murder. Do you know how the law works? I don't think you know how the law works. I think you literally just say opinions. And that's fine. I'm fine with you just saying opinions. But I don't think you know how the law works. I think you have zero idea. I think, today you're going to think the law works one way, and tomorrow you're going to think it works a different way, depending on how you're waking up and how you're feeling. Did you have your coffee yet? Okay, so I'm going to say this one more time for the person that said I never said he was only being charged with murder one. Let's just do this. I called out he's being indicted, accused of murder, right? With intent. And go look this up if you want. It's statute 125.25 subsection 1. Go look it up. Anybody here, go look it up. If I'm wrong, come back and tell me. It's statute 125.25 SS1, subsection 1. What you mean, read? And he's also being charged with attempt murder. Because Troy Ave didn't die. What the fuck, fam? Subsection 1. So that's murder 2? Okay, so it's murder 2. Let's look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. They're trying like hell to prove intent. I said this numerous times. This is not the first time I've said this. Not 125.25, 125.25 subsection 1. With intent to cause death or to another person, he causes the death of such a person or of a third person, except that in any prosecution under this subdivision, it is an affirmative defense that the defense acted under the influence of extreme emotional disturbance for which there was a reasonable explanation or excuse. The reasonableness of which is to be determined from the viewpoint of the person in the defendant's situation under the circumstances as the defendant believes them to be. Nothing contained in this paragraph shall constitute a defense to the prosecution for a preclude a conviction of manslaughter in the first degree or any other crime. It shall not be a... Why would they say that if manslaughter is already included? It just would not preclude, meaning that you could charge both, I'm assuming. Subsection 1, with intent to cause the death of another person. What the heck, fam? What the heck, fam? Y'all really don't be thinking I'll be up here telling y'all the real law? Y'all think I'll just be up here talking, right? Okay, so hold on. Murder in the second degree. You win this argument. I just said you win this argument. I don't have to cap. With the intent to cause death of another person. Murder in the second degree. 125.25. Subsection 1. With intent to cause the death of another person, he causes the death of a person such as the third party, except that in any prosecution under this subdivision is an affirmative defense that... Hold on. So this is the defense. Listen to the defense for this. There is a defense. Listen to the defense for this. There is a defense that says it is an affirmative defense that the defendant acted under the influence of extreme emotional disturbance for which there was a reasonable explanation or excuse. Basically saying that if you get attacked first and then the thing that you do causes somebody death, that is an defense for murder too. The reasonableness of which is to be determined from the viewpoint of a person in the defendant's situation under the circumstances as the defendant believes them to be. So if the defendant believes that they are going to be in jeopardy, if they are in distress, or they are going to be harmed, if something is going to happen to them violent, and then they do a thing and they inadvertently causes somebody's death, then that is actually a defense for murder too. Nothing contained in this paragraph shall constitute a defense to a prosecution for or preclude the conviction of manslaughter in the first degree or any other crime. So that's why I'm assuming they're trying to say Banger hit him first. No, Banger didn't get shot 5 times. He got shot twice. So I should just kick you because I already said that you were right, but that's not good enough for you, right? LF2, that's not good enough for you that I said that you was right? You want me to bow down and kiss your ass? I said that you was right. Then I explained how you was right. That's still not good enough for you? I'm just asking. I said you was right, and then I explained how you right. That's not good enough for you? I don't know what address you put in. That's not good enough for you? I didn't just say that you was right. I explained how you was right. That's not good enough for you. This is bananas. Yes, that's Tax did not know that Troy was going to be there. Multiple people already said that. Multiple people not only said, not multiple people, that's not fair. It's already was said by the dude that took the stand that was snitching. It already took the stand by the dudes that said that was snitching. That he said that Taxstone did not know that Troy Ave was going to be there. He literally said that.
But it's just like a stepping stone. I use it as a step. That's how I keep it going. I'm gonna use it as a big stepping stone. I'm gonna make as much clout, whatever money I can get out of this, and then switch it up to something else and keep going throughout this way. So,
that was Nas EBK talking about what he wanted to do with his rap career. That was Nas EBK talking about what he wanted to do with his rap career, saying that he wanted to use it as a stepping stone. Money Over Fame says, were there any witnesses that actually claimed they saw Tax fire a weapon? Troy Ave. Troy Ave is the only witness that I believe they have, the only eyewitness I believe they had that's going to say that Taxstone fired the weapon. Live Dollar says Troy Ave shot 2 bystanders and fired a gun in the club. He's going to jail regardless. Yeah, if he testifies the way that the prosecution wants him to testify, he's going to go to jail for a year. Or at least the prosecution is going to, how do you say, recommend that he do a year. The judge could give him whatever the judge want to give him. And I'm going to say something that I need for y'all to understand. Ever since this particular situation happened, Troy Ave has done what a lot of people believe. Ever since this particular situation happened, Troy Ave has done what a lot of people was going to say, turn his life around. And that's literally what the judicial system wants you to do. That's literally what the government wants you to do after you screw up and you mess up and you do something bad. They want to know that you turn your life around and you do something different. Literally. Brooklyn Don said he's already been charged federally for the felony possession. He can't be charged in the state, so is it a defense? Why can't you be charged in the state? I don't know. The other charge he's charged with is this. He wasn't charged with felony possession by the feds. He was charged with trafficking, I believe. Trafficking. Trafficking. I believe he was charged with trafficking, just so we could be clear. How are you going to come into my chat and talk about I want somebody to talk to? You go make a page and then you run your page the way that you want to run your page. Why are you on my page trying to tell me how I should be doing? Go open your page up and go talk to the people that come to your page. It says, who cares about celebrities? Why are you in the chat if you don't care about this case or what's happening here? I'm curious. I don't understand you people. Somebody is arguing with you, LF. I didn't see anybody arguing with you. The only person that was at any point of difference or reference to what you were saying was me, and that was only that was only 2 points. I forgot what the other thing you were saying was that I just didn't agree with, and you said it was an opinion based, and I didn't believe it was opinion based. I think that if Troy Ave would have got shot in his legs and therefore didn't have the ability to walk, that would have been like he couldn't walk at that moment and they wouldn't have been able to get him out of the venue. He would have then, if he would have left the gun. And I understand that when people are under duress or people are under pressure or stress, they tend to just do things. I understand that, hell, if I would have got shot in my legs, I probably would have wanted to jump in the vehicle and drive to the hospital also. Don't get this confused. I'm not saying any of this is incorrect. What I'm saying is the thing that would have helped him elude some of these charges is if he didn't do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I would have did different. I'm not saying anybody else would have did different. What I'm saying is, just so we could be clear, if he doesn't jump in the vehicle, if his people take the damn vehicle away from there, the cops don't search the vehicle. That's a factual statement. That's not opinion based. I don't know. JB says the intent starts with bringing a gun into the concert, seeing Troy saying what's popping. If he saw Troy and said what's popping, then I guess that can be a situation, right? So But this is New York City. There's people that just carry their gun with them. When I was a teenager, I used to walk around. When I was a teenager in my early 20s, I walked around like, prepared all the time, like 24/7. But I wasn't walking around, but I also avoid conflict. You understand? Like I also would try to avoid conflict. You understand what I'm saying? But I walked around with, whatever I had on me, damn near 24/7. But I walked around to avoid I avoid conflict whenever possible. So I can't agree, for lack of a better term, I can't agree just because somebody had something on them that they had an intent to use it. Sometimes you just know where you're going to be at. Sometimes you just... So I just can't agree that that's intent. Clip is being a dick. Why are you going to even go back and forth with him? He's making a joke that T.I.'s a snitch. So they don't need any other witnesses because T.I.'s going to tell the feds. He's being a dick. It was a funny joke. I was going to repeat it, but I knew it was going to push people the wrong way. It's a funny joke. I was going to read that stupid shit, but I was like, I was like, man, I'm not going to read that. I was going to read that. He's just being a dick, homie. This is social media. Do you understand how much bullshit I got to go through personally? Yeah, he's just being a dick. That's all. He's just telling jokes. That's the type of jokes that I don't like. Yeah, I got it. But you wasn't necessarily attacking anybody, so I ain't care. The whole is a myth. In a perfect world, none of this would have happened. Carmelo Anthony announcing that he's retiring from basketball. In LF's defense, me and him was just going back and forth on something. So be a little bit cool with him, all right? Me and him was just going back and forth on something. In LF, just so you can understand, if I didn't appreciate your comments, I would have kicked you. I appreciate your comments. You don't see how we get down over here? I kick a ton of people that y'all don't even know about. When you see me coming up here like this sometimes, I'm just kicking somebody. I just keep talking, though. I done kicked, I don't know how many people I done kicked this show. So, oh, man, I got to get somebody out the graveyard. I told them I was going to get them out the graveyard like on Thursday, and I forgot. I'm going to get them out the graveyard. They're a Troy Ave supporter. I'm going to get them out the graveyard. Pleads guilty to illegally possessing a semi-automatic handgun at Irving Plaza. That was the federal charge. The prosecution is saying that they're charging him with... Look up these statutes for me. My dude, LF, what do you think I be going through all the time, and I be trying to explain to people that people be talking to me crazy? So, yeah, people... yeah. Nobody is being disrespectful, so I don't care. I'm fine with you guys going back and forth as long as nobody is being disrespectful. Let's look up what this is real quick. Hold on. I just don't want people being... I don't want people being disrespectful to one another. I don't want people... That's it. I don't care if y'all going back and forth. None of that matters to me. I think that makes a good chat when we got people in here with different viewpoints. I just don't want people disrespecting people and turning this into a when I see you like type. You understand? Like, I don't want to cultivate that type of energy. Wow. So apparently this 265.03, second degree criminal possession of a weapon, New York penal law. The first thing they say is ask any defense lawyer in Manhattan and Brooklyn to Queens and Westchester County. There are a few criminal charges less forgiven and more aggressively enforced than criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree pursuant to New York penal law 265.03, sometimes referred to as CPW2. An arrest in New York City or anywhere in Hudson Valley is potentially devastating. Make no mistake, both the police and district's attorney can be and routinely are ruthless in their prosecution of this offense and all other New York weapons charges. So that's what he's being charged with. I don't know what else to tell you as far as that is concerned. And so he's being charged it. So sheesh, I don't know what to tell you. That looks bad. Contact them now. Tap the call, tap the text. This is the law peoples. I might contact those guys and ask them questions. I like talking law. I don't know everything. I also don't pretend to know everything. But I usually do stand solid on what I'm talking about unless you can prove that I don't know what I'm talking about. Because people like to tell you don't know what you're talking about when you write. Rage Cage, was you in the green room? So how do you know that the people that are not right? Rage Cage, I'm gonna, just so we can be clear, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but your comment was nobody was in the green room, but everybody talking like they know exactly what happened. One, I literally said I don't know exactly what happened multiple different occasions, so you are literally not talking about me. That's one. Two, were you in the green room? So how do you know what people were saying didn't happen? That's like when somebody say the Bible isn't real. Okay, so were you around when it was written to know that the people that wrote it was, lying? Because unless you were there when it was being written, what proof do you have that it's not true? The lack of proof isn't proof. You do understand this, right? All right, Rage Cage. My fault. My fault, Rage Cage. My apologies. You know how crazy it is in here. Until I get to know the way that you type and the way that you talk, I'm gonna always be a little bit aggressive because of the bullshit that I gotta go through on a regular everyday basis. So just be a little bit, handle me with kid gloves sometimes. I agree with you, by the way. People are talking to the point like they know what's happening, but that's kind of joining on the conversation. I'm not like, if you believe that what they're saying is incorrect, propose your chain of events. Propose what you believe. People do need to learn the laws in multiple different states. I agree. LF says, I like your comments, by the way, LF. And I've been appreciating your comments since you pulled up into the chat because you've been doing good comments this whole entire time. Plus, New York doesn't allow you to be walking around with a pistol. You know this, bro. It doesn't matter. Facts. I can't even argue. Remember, also, Troy Ave was caught with 2 weapons also, and 3 weapons. So 3 more American women are now missing in Mexico after crossing from Texas on trips, according to the FBI. Well, first of all, they look like they might actually might be Mexican. So I don't know how we feel about this. Did they cross over there to go to their peoples? Also, those other people that was over there, I think they was doing a drug deal, but that's neither here nor there. I'm doing my best to be as unbiased as possible and to give you guys a forum where we can have discussion. Period. I like this body shape. I am not going to lie to you. Okay, so we're going to watch her transition for a second. I like her page. I like that body shape. I am not that I don't like other body shapes also, but I like that body shape. I'm not going to lie to you. That is not me saying other women are not attracted that are shaped different. I'm just got to throw that out there. Worst case, he bloated a gun and woke on a murder. Well, he can't get out of the gun situation. They've already determined he brought the gun into the venue. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty difficult for him to escape. Just so we can be clear. Hey, he already copped the gun. Is Benga being looked at as an aggressive friend or bodyguard? There's a risk to being a bodyguard. His job is to protect to avoid, not initiate contact. Unfortunate turnout. So one of the things I expect, has Kenneth Montgomery Esquire been doing a good job in your opinion? I think everybody, all of the lawyers have been doing a good job. I think I criticized one lawyer one day because I thought that she was asking difficult questions, and obviously all of these attorneys are uber intelligent. They're extremely intelligent, whether they use big words or small words. But I thought one day that there's this one particular attorney. I think she hates my guts, by the way. But I think this one. Every time she looks at me, she just rolls her eyes. I'm not sure if she just hates my guts or but I think it's the hate guts part. In any regard, so one day, let me plug this up and jump off in real quick. So one day, I think she lost the jury because she was asking a question to one of the somebody on the stand, and she was asking the question, but the question that she was asking had to deal with cell towers and whatnot. But she was using terminology that, like, you could look at the jury and you could see it was like people was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" So that particular day, I came into the live and I was like, sometimes, you don't have to necessarily show people how smart you are. Also, in addition to that, just to give a little bit further proof to what I'm talking about, one of the things that Einstein denotes as being an intelligent person is not how big the word you use, is basically your ability to be able to communicate to various different people. So if you could say a complicated thing using smaller words or words that's able to be understood by the masses, rather than using terminology that only a few could understand, even though what you're saying is just as intelligent as the thing that you were saying that encapsulated less words and had less large words. That's one of the ways that you could truly define somebody's intelligence. Like, if you're really, really smart, you could say really, really you can use smaller words to be able to explain yourself. Also, just so we could be clear, there's a writer, one of the greatest writers of our time. He committed suicide. Ernest Hemingway. If you read Ernest Hemingway books, he literally wrote his books using mostly small words. So his books then were able to be more people could enjoy them. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, go read an Ernest Hemingway book. He wrote his books using verbiage or using words, pardon me, that were more tuned, so more he could have a wider audience. So I gave that criticism one day, and I think after that happened, she was just like, "This niggas," And she just was pissed off at me ever since then. What up, Luis Frias? I haven't seen you here in a while. I thought you was pissed. Worst case, he blow the gun, walk to the murder. Gabrielle, haven't seen you in a while, Gabrielle. How's it going? Are you a chick or a dude? Because if you're a chick, I could just say Gabby. Anyway, is Banger being looked at as an aggressive friend or a bodyguard? Well, obviously, one side is saying that he's a bodyguard and the other side is saying he's an aggressive friend. This is the risk of being a bodyguard. His job is to protect, to avoid, not to initiate conflict, unfortunate turnout. So one of the things that I'm usually trying to explain, and when I say you should always have a hired bodyguard there. Like, even if you have your bodyguard guy friend, you go hire at least a bodyguard who's hired, who is has credentials. You at least have one of those guys with you, period. But this was a situation, he was working, so he probably should have had one. But in any regard, when you just have your friends around, you do run into certain issues. Whereas if a situation actually transpires, it's a little bit more difficult to go to court and say, this was my bodyguard, it wasn't just my homeboy. But in this particular case, the prosecution is deeming that that Banger is a bodyguard and he's not a homeboy. Also, just so we could be clear, they do bodyguard work for real, because Trife Gangster, Banger's brother, he actually, if I'm correct or not, used to do bodyguard work for My Son and Until Freedom, and Queen Tamika Mallory and their whole movement. So it's reasonable to deem that Banger is a bodyguard. Now, whether you want to talk about how he did his bodyguarding or not, that's a whole nother thing. But it's reasonable to deem that he was a bodyguard. The prosecution is saying he's a bodyguard. I'm not saying that he was. I'm just saying, in the eyes of the jury, if the prosecution is saying this dude is a bodyguard, whether he was or whether he wasn't, that might go a little bit more in the favor of that he was. Is that fair? What up, Mr. Twan? Appreciate you. Yes, Esquire has been doing a great job, but both sides has been doing a great job. Even when I criticize Homegirl for just using extremely large words, she a cutie too. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to date her. I gotta stop saying people are a cutie, because apparently nowadays when you say somebody's a cutie, people think you want to have sex with them. That's not the damn case. Sometimes I just want to that the person's a cutie. That's it. That's not the case. I just want to say that it's not the case. I'm not trying to bang this broad. I don't have no visions of banging her. I have none of that. That's not what's happening. I just want to be clear. I just believe, she's a cutie. I don't know what to tell you. I think she's married, by the way, also. So please don't start with I'm not trying to do nothing with this woman. She's good at her job. It's just that she's been absolutely, everybody has been stellar. I am going to say this. I think because this specific judge is actually so even keel and fair that people don't really want to say that they object, right? Because you don't want to piss the court off. But this judge has been extremely even keel and has been fair. And the dope part is he allows for you to be able to debate your point if there is an objection. And he seems to be actively listening and isn't unfairly ruling one way or the other. The reason why I'm saying this is because me not being an attorney, by the way, saw 1 or 2 times that I thought an objection should have been made, whether he was gonna allow it or not. There is a couple of times that I thought an objection should have been made. And just so we can be clear on this, and even more, if y'all getting kicked, please come back. I think that I just got hacked, and y'all might be getting kicked at this point. I think I just got hacked, and y'all going to be getting kicked at this point. So if y'all getting kicked, just please come back. If you can't find the page, for whatever the reason is, DM me so I could know in any regard. I think he's been extremely fair. I want to say that. So there's been a point or two that, sometimes you object even though you don't think you're going to win the objection. You just want the jury to know that you're objecting. So I think that they're not objecting to certain things because it's like you don't want to piss the court off. You understand what I'm saying with all fairness? I would expect when they had the other witness. Oh, I'll read the question. So the black Brad Pitt said, will they have extra cops on hand Monday when Troy Ave is taking a stand, not if. I would expect that they will, because when they had the other corroborating witness up there, they had extra people on hand. I think whenever you have a corroborating witness up there, you're gonna have, you don't know if somebody's gonna become, whatever. But like I said, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but like there was a couple of times that I was like, I didn't think that the argument was winnable, but I was like, maybe object. Like I didn't think the argument was winnable. Don't get this confused. I'm not saying, oh man, they should object because the argument is winnable. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, y'all getting kicked. Yeah, so there was times that I thought that they, like, not that I thought that they could win the argument. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how sometimes you see something and you be like, I object, but they be like, why? But it's like, well, there's not a legal argument for this. But there was times that I thought they should just be like, I object. But like, it's not really a legal argument. But also, the case is just going so smoothly. So you also don't want to mess up the rhythm. Rhythm is important also. But yeah, I know I just said that the girl was cute. That don't mean, and it's fucked up that I gotta talk like this. Like I gotta talk different from like maybe every other human being. But it's fucked up that I gotta say that. But just because I say somebody is cute, that don't mean anything more than I'm just trying to let you know that she's cute. That's it. Lots of people are cute. Like I gotta remember to say stuff like that, because when I mention people for some strange reason, I don't know why it's always seen as something negative. Like, so I got to remember to say shit like this. It really does suck though. Troy Malcolm Cass phone all tallying up. Troy was a victim and his friend was killed. It's going to be hard for the defense to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They're lying. They don't need to prove any. They don't have to prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt. The prosecution has to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense team doesn't have to prove anything. I don't understand what you're talking about. Tax is just going to get time served for the joint, maybe alone, maybe, I don't know. What up? Ron Raheem says they don't want to hire legit bodyguards because they do questionable legal stuff and legit bodyguards will tell. Hence, they are limited to hiring their homies. Possibly. Mr. 444 Smile says he was working that night. I don't know what she is. I don't know. I didn't ask her. She looked like she might be East Indian. I don't know. I don't have the slightest idea what she is. She might be from the island. She might be from the Caribbean, actually. Matter of fact, it looks more like she might be from the Caribbean than East India. She might be from the Caribbean. I don't know. Might be Guyanese. I have no idea. I don't know. I never even looked to think about this shit. Like, now you got me thinking about this shit. I never looked to be able to. She sounds like a fucking New Yorker. She's a New Yorker. Is that okay? Gabrielle said the argument could be made on the exchange of words, physical exchange. Who did what first? All in all. Thanks for addressing my question. You do a great job. You could pull up to the Cash App if you really appreciate me addressing your comment. I'm just saying. Mr. 44 said he died working. Shit, I didn't mean to report you. That was an accident. I'm sorry about that. He died working that night like everyone in the bodyguard world. Mr. 444, I accidentally reported you. Let me make sure you didn't get kicked. You didn't get kicked. That was an accident. I'm sorry about that. Do you think when the defense is putting on their case, do I know? The defense should be putting on their case sometimes next week because I think the prosecution said that they're going to end their case on Tuesday. Angelina, are the parties' families there? Yes, they are. They're very supportive. Both parties' families show up every day. Have it been like in the courtroom throughout the trial? Everybody's civil and conducting themselves like adults. Melly Mel says Troy is taking a stand Monday for sure, Jack, as far as I know. Gabrielle Recon says, don't front. You got eyes and cuteness changes things, give you perspective on appearance of approachability. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think that that's a possibility. I can't approach her. Now, other people might be able to approach her. She looked like she's pretty warm, but like good spirit. But I can't approach her whatsoever. Don't be consumed. Whenever she looks at me, she rolls her eyes. So I'm pretty sure she is, But shout out to her. She's cute though. I don't know what to tell you. This is making me feel really uncomfortable. I got to see this person on Monday. I got to see this person on Monday. This is making me feel extremely uncomfortable. Just so we can be clear, it's making me feel extremely uncomfortable. I got to see this person on Monday. But yeah, no. That's it. Just so you know why it's making me feel uncomfortable, because there's a lot of people that think that I want to date them that I don't. So I don't even like making eye contact with people in public no more. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I literally walk around trying my best to just not look at anybody in their face. I'm not even gonna lie to you. People be the shit that people be thinking about me at this point. I don't want to deal with it. Anything else y'all want to talk about? If not, I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. If y'all chilling, I'm chilling. I'm not in no rush to do nothing. If y'all chilling, I'm chilling. I'm not in no rush to do nothing. Also, why did they lie on Jay Prince, say that he was arrested and say the Migos was in protective custody? Anybody knows what that happened? I told you I didn't believe that shit. Told you I didn't believe that. These are hard. And I generally don't care for those type of laces. Hey, yeah, why they lied on that man? I'm assuming it's still a lie. Like, who said that shit too? Whack 100? Niggas just be capping. And these people, I just want to say this is real talk. The people that make fake lies up, they pages do incredible. I just don't understand that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, personally, I'm not gonna lie. There probably is somebody at YouTube just fucking my page up on purpose because they mad at me or angry at me or somebody paid them. What the fuck do I know? Because the amount of actual correct content that I give in contrast with the amount of correct content that other people give, it's not even close. Like, it's not even close. Like, the shit I be saying be I be telling y'all about what's gonna happen a year before it happened. Like, how correct I be and how right I be over here. And I'm not that. First of all praise due to God. All praise due to Most High. But how correct and right, let's see what the word is for today. Did they send it to me? But how correct I be over here in contrast with what other people are doing, and then the hate I get and all of that other shit, it's just, I don't understand it, man. I just really don't understand it. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me. I don't even know how to say this word because it just I don't know why I can never say this word. Colossians, verse 3, line 2, set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. Amen. Because the amount of good information that I give out, I don't even know what to say at this point. At this point, I'm like, the amount of good information I give out is just incredible. And I mean, even when I just be telling y'all my opinion sometime and then the shit come to pass, that's another reason why I don't be liking to say my opinion no more. Because a lot of things that I think is going to happen be bad. So I don't be wanting to say nothing. What up, Miguel? Yeah, the amount of, like, I be thinking stuff is like gonna be bad, so I don't be wanting to say nothing because I don't be wanting to be a harbinger of bad news all the time. But a lot of times, I be like, what the hell? I be wanting to tell y'all stuff, I'd be like, you know what? Leave it alone. Hip hop is soft because nobody did nothing to whack yet. All talk. Nah, man. I don't know. That's your opinion. Whack 100 never telling the truth. That's Whack 100 lies. I already told y'all that. Didn't I tell you that already? But he said a couple of things that panned out. So now everybody is just, I understand what Whack is doing. Whack is just saying stuff that's not true so you could go talk to him. So that's how he keeps his shit up. You understand? He purposely is saying things that he either know isn't true or, you know, there's a good chance that it's not true. So then you go talk to him. He lies all the time, but he's gonna win though, because you win when you doing that. When you doing real shit, you don't win. Imagine if I sat here and told y'all my opinion of what was gonna happen in this case. The judge name is Judge Abraham Clott. I don't know the prosecution's name because I only heard her name said once or twice. The defense teams, people came in here and said their name. Like, people came in here and said the defense team's names. That's how come I know the defense team name. Also, Taxstone's family sometimes calls him and say Kenny and talk to him in front of me. So, not in front of me, I don't hear what they're saying, but they call his name. You understand what I'm saying? I know the defense team's name because the people in the chat say their name. Anybody in the chat knows the prosecution's name? I'll call them by name. The judge is Judge Abraham Clott, the Honorable Judge Abraham Clott. I don't know the prosecution's name because nobody came in here and told me. I didn't know what the defense team's name was until somebody said, Joe, you talking about, they was in here for like 3 days straight talking about Montgomery Esquire. They was in for like 3 days straight. Like, yo, Montgomery Esquire. His name is Kenneth Montgomery. Then y'all told me the other guy's name. I don't remember his name. It was Bayonne, I think. I don't remember his first name. His last name, I think, was Bayonne. I remember seeing a Bayonne. That's Bayonne. I don't remember. I don't know his first name. Whack 100 is the male version of Wendy Williams. I think what Whack is doing is different. See, they talk about Montgomery all the time. I don't hear nobody talking about the prosecution, so don't blame me. I only know Montgomery Esquire's name because they keep saying that. That's a fact. If I knew the prosecution's name, I'd call the prosecution out. I tell you they are. I don't have what the hell. I don't care one way or the other. Me knowing their name is better for me. The judge has said the lead prosecutor's name a couple of times, but every time he says her name, I'm busy writing something else. So I'm like, wait, what? Kenneth J. Montgomery Esquire. At your services. LF says the lie is more entertaining than the truth. Again, I can't even argue with you. I don't know what to say. Sounds about right. He went to a HBCU. I'm very happy that I know that Hampton University is a HBCU. And I'm very happy that that was the first thing that came to my mind. Sheesh. Reagan K is fine. These are definitely, I would definitely rock those 100%. 100%. 100 damn percent. I don't even got nothing to match that shit. I'd have to change my wardrobe. First thing I'm gonna do is get a tie to match that bitch. Boozy out here talking about crack is healthier than fentanyl. He ain't lying. But I mean, why take either? That's the question. Why tell people to stop using one drug and then go back to a different one instead of saying just get clean? That part. I can't show you what I'm looking at, but this is just fucking amazing. Sheesh. Oh, I thought somebody commented after that. Y'all really was just sitting in here not saying nothing? Why is everybody quiet all of a sudden? We got 134 people in here. All the people that was talking left. He was on Tax Podcast back in the day. Who was on Tax Podcast? Oh, Montgomery Esquire. Um, yeah, people was making a big deal that Charlemagne the God is paying for his legal services. Why? I never caught that. I don't understand that. Why is it a big deal that Charlemagne the God is paying for Taxstone's legal services? I don't understand that. People's making a big deal about that. Like, yo, Charlemagne the God is paying for his. Why not? Like, if that's his homie and he trying to help him, why wouldn't he pay for? Shout out to Rookie. Why wouldn't he pay for his? So I don't understand. Like, sometimes I think people just be upset and angry about shit that don't make no sense, with all due respect. Everyone needs, I need a Charlemagne right now. So Charlemagne, I say, what's up? I would not wear these, but those are kind of clean. I mean, if they paid me, I'd wear them because I don't have nothing against them specifically. But I don't know. That would probably, you know, if I could get a Burberry tie and a hat and belt, I would kill that look. Yeah, everybody needs a Charlemagne. Yeah, I'm just looking at fashion. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm over here looking at fashion for the most part. And then every time a couple minutes, Reagan K pops up. Shout out to Reagan K. See, I'm just looking at fashion for the most part. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. If y'all don't want to talk about nothing, I'm gonna go eat lunch or some shit. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'll be right back. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Also, do you think Troy Ave is a snitch? Also, do you think Troy Ave is a snitch? Y'all know I don't usually stay on this long in the morning, man. Y'all here with me or y'all BSing? I feel more comfortable staying on longer in the morning and in the afternoon and the night, because at the night, people sleeping. I be talking loud. People could probably hear me like 2 blocks away. Like, that nigga still talking. What up, Reams World? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is good. I assume that I don't see y'all guys because the people that hate me convince y'all to not come back to the page. That's why I usually assume that I don't see y'all guys. I had jumped out the live for a second. Can you repeat the conversation you and Troy have had? Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that. So it's not a conversation that me and Troy have necessarily had. Troy Ave came on the page, and I believe it was an actual interview that we have over here. Troy Ave showed up in court on Monday. So basically what was said, and let me know if what I'm saying lines up with what he said on Math Hoffa. I'm not sure what he said on Math Hoffa. So he didn't say it on this page, did he? He didn't say it over here. Hold on. We, as always, we have always been as fair as possible. Some of y'all's comments didn't go through because I had to hit the go through button, and I didn't see it. So, and my admin is probably not available at the moment. Hold on one second. I'm going to check something real quick. Can't even find my own fucking videos. This is bananas. So these are all my videos, right? Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We gotta have this conversation, but give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything that might hurt anybody. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story I heard. This could have been from a Troy Ave supporter. I am not saying it came from Troy Ave specifically. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to tell you a story I heard. I am not saying, what up, Jones? Salute. I am not saying that this came from Troy Ave specifically. I'm just saying that it's a story I heard. It might have come from a supporter. Shout out to Tyler, the producer. Produced by Tyler. I'm saying that it came from a Troy Ave supporter. I want to be clear on this. I am not saying it came from Troy Ave. Also, we had 92 likes. Let's hit that button, see if we get up to 100. So this is the story I heard. This is the story I heard. This is the first story I heard. I've heard, obviously, multiple stories by this point. But this is the first story that I heard. Once again, I am not saying that this is what happened. Allegedly. Taxstone was walking around, allegedly, flashing that he had a gun on him. At some point or another, Troy Ave had to walk past Taxstone to get out of a room. Taxstone was at the doorway, allegedly. Troy Ave and Benga went to walk out of the room, allegedly. Taxstone was then aggressive with them, allegedly, and flashed his gun or something to that extent, allegedly. Before this happened, allegedly, he had been flashing the weapon, showing everybody in the room that he had one, allegedly. At some point, Benga smacks him, allegedly. Taxstone then pulls out, allegedly, and shoots Benga, Allegedly. At this point, Benga, Taxstone, Troy Ave start wrestling for the gun. Allegedly. While they're wrestling for the gun, Taxstone allegedly shoots Troy Ave. Allegedly. Now, the reason why I keep saying allegedly is I already know somebody is going to try to steal the clip and misappropriate what I'm saying. I already know that that's what's going to happen. They're going to try to misrepresent what I'm saying. So that's why I keep saying allegedly every other sentence, every other word. So that's allegedly what happened. Malcolm testified to that. I haven't got the slightest idea. That's what he testified to. I'm going to read some of your comments. Troy Ave performing live from the witness stand Monday will be his last and most viewed performance to end his rap career. Oh, man. So I was told that by somebody that claims to have been there. The same person said that there were people around that did not help Tax, but allegedly they were people that were supposed to be Tax's people. I'm not going to name names. Mello from BX said, "Would Troy boy take the fifth during his time on the stands? What's the odds? I have no idea." K. Murray says, although Troy, first of all, he has a deal with the government. He's a corroborating witness. So I don't even think he can take the fifth. Like, that might go against whatever deal he has with the government. You get it? Although K. Murray says, although Troy is in a tough position, if he gets on the stands and tells everything, then yes, he's a snitch. We can't move the goalpost for anyone. It is what it is. Shout out to Jones. LF says the term snitch does not apply to Troy Ave in any way, shape, or form. EOS says, good morning. Good morning, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Ark G says if he takes a stand, it does because if he never got caught with the guns, would he be testifying? I don't think that's the barometer here. I think you're making a great point. Don't get this confused. But I don't know if that's the barometer. But I do think you're making a great point, Ark. I don't know if that's the barometer, though. Ark G says, so while Malcolm testified to not knowing Tax had a gun if he was showing everyone, also, just so we can be clear, what I heard was he was showing everybody that was in the room. First of all, that's a great question, by the way, and you're making a very astute observation. But allegedly, he was showing the people in the room. If you remember, Malcolm said he wasn't in the room; he actually had left. In any regard, JG says, yes, what you're saying, they had posted this on the LSA forums back when it allegedly happened. So this is a thing that people are saying did happen. LF says, I just wish black people would stop pushing this narrative of being the tough guy. You guys are too intelligent to carry life in that manner. I think that there is I agree with you, by the way. I think that there is a underlining slave mentality that we have become victim to, that in order to be a true black man, you have to be ready to throw your life away for nothing. And if you're not ready, and this is not me speaking about this particular situation, this is just me talking in general terms. If you're not ready to just at all times fight for things that aren't worth fighting for, then you can't be considered a black man. If the same white dude decides to not fight for the things that we decide are things to fight for, they wouldn't be criticized. It's just our community that criticizes our own community for not doing things that could lead to their death. I 100% agree with you on that. With that being said, LF also says, everyone who asks me a question, just think about the situation. Just don't sit in your house and type. Love Life says Troy Ave been given hints that he was gonna rap for years. No, he literally said that he was gonna take the stand and point fingers, just so we could be clear. In any regard, Troy Ave has been given hints that he's gonna rap for years. Now he always said in interviews, and I quote, snitching is only telling on your friends. Keyword friends. He put every influence on friends. JG says, a great comment to LF. LF says, rat, this, snitch, that, informant, etc. Black, I guess, people need to leave those days alone and to the generation that upheld it. I don't think people actually upheld the no snitching thing. I keep trying to tell y'all there's so many snitches out there that I don't even like talking about. We're having this discussion today, of course, but I don't talk about snitches every single time there's the opportunity to talk about somebody is snitching, because to be perfectly honest with you, what LF is saying is actually a factual statement. People are snitching at such a high velocity these days that nowadays there's just less people not snitching than there are people that is snitching. Snitching is literally a part of the game. If you don't know, you don't know. Anyway, Love Life says, one thing, my guy, BBN is gonna always say in any regard. In any regard. Fox 5 says, if Tax don't get convicted, the government gonna renege on that offer. If Tax doesn't get convicted, but Troy Ave does everything that he's supposed to do, then they should still honor it, right? Right? If he goes up there and he does what they ask him to do, then they should still 100% honor whatever deal they made with him. Am I right or wrong about that? Put it in the chat. Arc G says it's a real small percentage of people that have the tough guy image because it's put out there. It's way more black men not hanging on the corner or pushing the tough guy image. I am going to say I don't think you get out enough. I do agree that there's not as many people hanging on the corner as there was previously in other generations. But at the same time, at the same time, I'm going to say nowadays the new corner is the internet. The new corner is YouTube. The new corner is Instagram. The new corner is Snapchat. The new corner is TikTok. That's the new corner. Mello says they didn't commit no crime together, so how is Troy a rat? I guess that's the point that other people were making, that Troy you can't rat on somebody unless you was in coercion with them. But also if y'all was committing a crime together. But also, just so we can be clear, I think what people are saying is if you are in the street life, you can't tell on anybody. Also, even if they commit a crime against you. And I think that's the point people are trying to make. Shout out to Brandon with the $5 drop. He said, for the great content. If anybody else want to pull up, you could all pull up to the Cash App. I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good content over here. If you want to support the good content, independent of whoever people are saying I am or am not, if you want to support the actual content that you are enjoying, you could pull up to the Cash App. Same as Jazzy says, I'm hoping that in all these ways, opening up for young black people to make legal money, this starts to shift because the whole situation is just sad. Well, the real problem we have in our community is people hating on other people and trying to stop other people from making money. So until we're ready to condemn the haters, then this is never going to stop. This is going to consistently be a thing. The first thing we need to do is condemn the haters. Not secretly behind closed doors, but openly condemn the haters. And not condemn them by going to their platforms and giving them views. Condemning them by going to platforms where they're not at, where they don't make any resources from. Condemning them there so people know that these are bad people. And then ignoring them. So until we're ready to ignore the haters and condemn them outside of their platforms, no, this isn't going to stop. Because as long as people know that they could do hateful shit and win, they know that they can hate on somebody and make money. They know that they can hate on somebody and stop somebody else from making an income. They're not going to stop because you got too many people that hate themselves. You got too many people that don't think that they could succeed. So they're going to always hate people who they believe that can't succeed. It's just, that's the way it is. There is no going around it. I'm not trying to be a dick, but how many people did I help make YouTube channels? And those same people that I helped make YouTube channels turn around and say that they made this platform. How many times did that happen? Literally, I'm busy talking to somebody the other day, and you know, it's always a blessing when somebody explained that they went through similar things. But how often did that happen? So until we're ready to just really call a spade, how do you expect black people to stop killing each other? And when I say condemn them, I don't mean speak negativity, just so we can be clear. Condemning somebody and doing it in a positive manner could just literally be saying, making people aware that this particular channel is you know, what's going on with this particular channel. You don't have to be in there like, we hate those guys. You could just literally be saying, well, you know, these people aren't putting, of course, the right energy for our community. That would still be condemning them. That's not necessarily speaking negatively on anybody. That's just stating facts. Ostracize them. Like, come on now. Like, if you are willing to go to a platform that all they want to do is talk negatively about people all day, then what does that say about you? What are you teaching your children? You spending all of your time going somewhere where all people is doing is speaking negatively about whoever. Like, are there reasons to alert individuals of shit? Yeah, absolutely. But stalking someone and being a good citizen by letting people know who somebody is two different things. Ah, shit. Homeboy, my apologies that I haven't unblocked you yet. I'm going to make sure I do it today. I can't turn my computer on while anybody can see me turning my computer on. I got to turn on my computer to do it, and I don't generally turn my computer on. Shout out to 99 Opinions. I'm going to make sure that you unblock today because I want you in the chat on Monday. And I want to make sure that you can pull up to the chat tomorrow. This guy's kicked. And he still enjoyed the platform and he's donating. He's currently kicked. Y'all got y'all guys in here that is loving the platform, loving the opportunity to voice your opinion. I am not stopping you. If I would love to go to different platforms. Don't get this confused. But I had an experience on Clubhouse where people that I helped brought me up there so they could talk shit to me. So I just don't like Clubhouse unless we can have conversations where we're talking about how we're helping the community. We're talking good things. I don't want to go to Clubhouse. I don't want to have a Clubhouse where all we're going to be doing is hating on one another. I don't want that. I don't want to cultivate that energy. I don't understand how people don't get that yet. LF says, wait, hold on. I'll get to that in 2 seconds. And now I'm probably going to say some things you're not going to want to hear, by the way, LF. But I'll get to that in 2 seconds. Positive JG says, BBN on point, condemn them 100% positivity, take less energy and brings better karma. That's a fact. Jazzy says, like Frost just said, the internet, social media is a easy way to make money. Use it correctly. That's a fact. Also, if we stick together, because you could use the internet correctly, but if you got a million niggas trying to destroy your platform and you out there alone by yourself, then how you gonna fight against a million niggas? Fox says we saw the government renege before. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm just saying that they shouldn't. If he do what he's supposed to do, as far as what he told them that they would do and what they agreed to do, it shouldn't be about the outcome of the trial. It should be about whether he did what he was supposed to do. That's what I'm saying. Love Life says, Mr. Frost, have you thought about taking your platform to Clubhouse? I spoke on that. I would love to go on all of these platforms. But at the end of the day, I don't want to remember there's people that they can't. I literally have people that follow me around. Y'all do know this, right? I don't want to talk about this but so much, but I literally have people that follow me around. Like, this is a thing. For real, for real. This is not me being paranoid. This is a real thing. I mean, physically follow me around. They want to know where I'm at so they could go around wherever I'm at and badmouth me to any people I might come in contact with. So my life is different. You understand? Dre Smith says, same as Jazzy, it's not easy and most don't make enough support family doing inflation. Make enough to support family doing inflation. Side hustle with most. No, social media, like I said before, the only people not making social media or money off of social media is us black people. Y'all just don't get it. It's us black people. We're the only people not making money off of social media. Other people are making a shitload of a living off of social media. It's us black people. I'm telling you what it is. It's us black people. Because once you start doing well, another black person is going to decide that the way that they're going to try to get money is trying to destroy your platform. They're not going to think, you know, I'm going to go build something worth doing. They're just going to see what you're doing and say, I'm going to destroy that thing because since I can't make a living off of it, that person shouldn't be able to either. You understand? So, no, it's just us black people. Other people is making a shitload of money off of social media, right and left. I promise you. Same as Jazzy, if we're not learning trades, coding, and artificial, we're not keeping up with the future. I think that we should be learning all of those things. That's a fact. I was talking to somebody the other day, so I went and I was pulled up on somebody. And so I'm talking like film 101 to them. I'm not even really talking too far down about most of the, just like 101, like the basic things that I know. And they was just like in total awe because like just listening to me, like in total awe when I think I'm talking in like film basic. You understand what I'm saying? Just in total awe. You understand? So what you got to understand is like some of us have went to school to do some things, but we can't even show the world the things that we're doing because other black people will come and destroy our platforms. You understand? We are 100% our own worst enemy. And that's it. That's it. So I say that to say this. I was in the store the other day and somebody said something. We got to stick together. Something about the white man in a negative tone. And they weren't wrong with what they said. Don't get this confused. And I'm not saying white man specifically. I'm saying white man in the proverbial white, how do you say, white supremacy. So they weren't incorrect. They're 100% correct. But you see, white supremacy isn't the issue. The issue is black people that's helping white supremacy. That's the issue. So I said, well, we got our own people hating on us. So there's a guy that was in the store and said, oh man, I can't believe he said that. And then walked out. I turn around, I look at the guy, and no disrespect to him, but I see the way he is, you know, his lack of or whatever. And so, yeah, so what we got to also get is all of them OGs out of niggas' ears that is they just hating. Like you got people that they at their 40s and their 50s, and because you know they decided that they didn't want to take their life seriously, when they see other people winning, they want to talk down on them instead of just be quiet because they feel like they got to ride somebody else's coattail in order to make something out of themselves. Now, I'm not saying that about that dude specifically, but the statement that the guy made was correct, and the statement that I made that went along with the guy's statement was also correct. Like, I am literally a person that went to school for a lot of shit. Every time I try to implement the things in which I know, I get blocked. Period. It is what it is. It was a fucking blessing to be talking to somebody the other day that I was talking, I'm basically talking basic shit. I wasn't explaining anything that I thought was intricate as far as film or camera work. I was explaining nothing intricate, but they was just like, "Ooh, ah," and that kind of felt good. It felt good to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time I do this, whether I am appreciated or not, I don't feel like I'm appreciated. It felt good to be somewhere and talk to some people that I felt appreciated. You understand? It just felt good. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I suffer because I'm intelligent. I feel like I suffer. I'm not gonna say intelligent. Who am I to say I'm intelligent? I had a lawyer call me intelligent the other day. That felt good. But literally, I had a lawyer was having a conversation with me. And we basically was like, you know, you could tell you, like, call me intelligent. It felt good. In any regard, that's why I try to tell people, like, if you got smart kids, keep them out of the street. Because them other kids that don't got the intelligence your kid have, they're going to sabotage them. They're going to try to destroy them. Keep them out the street. You got smart, keep all kids out the street. But if you got smart kids, please keep them out of the street. Them other kids they're gonna hate them. That's a factual statement. That's the way I feel, and there's nothing nobody could tell me. There's nothing nobody could tell me different about that. Remember, people have been convinced that no matter how good the content that I give, nobody is supposed to donate to the platform or try to keep the platform going. Remember, that's what people are convinced. I do shit that don't nobody else do, but I'm never supposed to reap any benefits from it. So people want to tell me that I'm to do the thing that I'm doing, but I'm never supposed to reap any benefits. And how would you feel if you were actually good at something that you were supplying to the public and the public thought that, you know, you should never reap any benefits from it? How would you feel? Dre Smith says, same as Jazzy. If we not learning trade. Oh, LF says, Judge Cloud is the same judge that gave Bobby Shmurda friend 130 years. Bobby Shmurda went on raps talking about how his friends were shooting the place up and killing these people and killing those people. They actually, as far as I can tell, was able to quantify that these things actually did happen. So the person that got 130 years, what did they get convicted of? The person that got 130 years, what did they get convicted of? What did they cop out to? What did they get convicted of? Did they cop out or did they take it to trial? You already know if you take something to trial, they're gonna hit you over the head. What did they get convicted of? Are we just paying attention to how many years the person got? Or are we also going to pay attention to the severity of the crime? Is that fair? JG says, good vibes, only fraud. Salute, salute. Jazzy says, I'm not saying to Dre Smith, I'm not saying anyone can do it. But if you put your mind to it, there's a high amount of young people finding ways to make a lot of money from the internet of various different types. I agree. Dre Smith says, same as Jazzy, I hear you, but we need something practical or substantial if we're going to be trying to get ahead of society, not a dog and pony show. Not everybody is for to create internet content. Part of the problem we have is the people that they don't have the skill set to do internet content All they're doing is getting on the internet trying to prevent other people from making a living on the internet. And they don't even have the skill set to do it. Like, they don't have the skill sets. They haven't. I was a career college student for 7 years of my life. The most the skills that I learned are the skills that I'm using now. So imagine somebody that didn't spend 7 years in school acquiring, accruing a whole bunch of debt, you know, from student loans or whatever, and they think that I don't deserve to do the thing that I went to school to learn. Like, that's insane. And that's, I don't, in any regard. Same as Jazzy, okay, we need to be creators in industry, not just workers and selling shea butter. We need to learn how to level up respectively. Agreed. Same as Jazzy, I agree with you, but just trying to expand the mind state of our community to think higher and bigger. I agree. Same as Jazzy says, back to Dre Smith, I'm fully in agreement about being practical and substantial and productive. I made a general statement. We are not in disagreement. That happens. Dre says, same as Jazzy, we are not respect. Same as Jazzy said, we're respect. JG says, the energy you put out really can change the vibes in the entire space. High IQ, overstanding. John Hardy says, I remember when you first started. Keep going, champ. I'm trying. Mello says, legacy of slavery, divide and conquer. If we all know the legacy of slavery is divide and conquer, why do people go to these pages that don't do anything but disrespect our brothers and sisters? I'm actually agreeing with you, Mello, just so we could be clear. We know that the legacy of slavery is to divide and conquer. Why would you go to pages that don't do anything but disrespect your brothers and sisters? Could somebody explain that to me and put it in the chat? I'm here. I'm listening. Pop says he got 130. 799 said he got 130, but he also didn't take the deal. He didn't take the deal. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of mandatory minimums, and he probably got the maximum on damn near everything, it sounds like. John Hardy says, all three of them snitching on each other. Whatever. 799 says, the first two young men from GS9 got slayed because they chose trial over the plea deal. Yep. Tip Top Entertainment says, I don't think nobody dislikes your content, Frost. I just think certain topics you talk about is not hot topics. People want to hear about the 6ix9ine case. Got way more clout than the Troy Ave case. I don't even think, 6ix9ine case is done. So why would I still be talking about that? That's one. Two, no, I think people have been conditioned to dislike my content because even when they like my content, they don't support the channel. That's my point. That's my point. I am a big fan of Abby Burners. I am not going to lie to you. I like silly girls with thick bottoms, thick legs. Hey, we almost got 100 likes in here. Could y'all hit that like button? Next says, same as Jazzy says, people don't want to hear the truth. They want to be entertained before educated, sadly enough. That's a fact. You know, most YouTube views come from non-subscribers. It's just how it goes, to be honest. Well, yeah, okay. I'm not going to argue that point. That's a fact, but I'm saying something different. $7.99 says, Mr. Frost, you will reap what you sow. Continue to sow good seeds and watch it come to fruition. I appreciate your channel, content, and effort. I'm doing the best I can, man. I'm trying to do better. I'm always trying to improve. I got to eat, though. And I was going to wait until our numbers got lower, but you guys are actually really enjoying the show. And as you can see, when you guys are commenting and all of my comments aren't the people that got these mental health problems, our chat is a lot better. So I love you guys and I appreciate you guys for commenting, because when you're commenting, it allows for me to be able to do my content. When y'all not commenting and the only thing I see in the chat is the hate, that kind of changes the whole paradigm. That changes the whole energy in the room. You understand? So I appreciate everybody that has been engaging in the conversation today. And I don't care if I agree with you or disagree with you. I just don't want the disrespect. I just threw anything on this morning. I got my corduroys on. They don't even go with this outfit. I just threw anything on this morning. That's a fact. $7.99. Appreciate you. I need to go get some grub. That's just a whole fact. I ain't gonna lie to you. I need to get some grub in me. I'm hungry as shit. So I wake up like 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I was already up. Okay, so long story. So I go to fucking I go to pardon my language. I go to Burger King early in the morning, and then apparently, because it's 24 hours, but apparently the guy that actually worked at Burger King had to run out to go do something. But he left all of the stuff there. So I think when he ran out to go do whatever he had to run out and go do, I don't know what it is he had to do. I don't know if he had to go take a shit in the bathroom. I don't know if his wife was giving labor in the hospital. I don't have the slightest idea what he was doing, but he wasn't there. So I go and walk all the way over to McDonald's. McDonald's is closed. I thought they was 24 hours. I didn't even know they was going to close. But I'm fine with that because I don't eat McDonald's anyway. And I ate McDonald's, I think, once this year already. I think last year I ate McDonald's like 3 times. I think I ate it like once this year already. So I'm fine with putting McDonald's off for a little while longer. I walk all, there's nothing open. I'm so pissed. So all I had this morning so far was some cereal and some honey buns. That's it. I had a honey bun and some damn cereal. So I want to go eat some hot food. For real, for real. So I'm going to get up out of here. If anybody want to buy me lunch, you can pull up to the Cash App. In any regard, I love y'all. Everybody go have a beautiful day. Go do stuff. Be positive. Go do good stuff in the world. We need more good people. We just need more good people, man. Like, we really just need more good people. Like, we really need more good people. You paying for the Jamaican food? I go get the Jamaican food right now and put it on this Instagram. You paying for the Jamaican food? Huh, JG? If you paying for the Jamaican food, I go get it. What the fuck? In any regard, we just need more good people in the world, man. So go be whatever it is that you think the world is lacking, go be that. I lived a long period of my life in constant frustration because I lived with people who they just constantly just did everything in the world to make sure that I was never in a good mood, no matter how hard I tried. So whatever the thing is that you think the world lacks and need more of, go try to be that. I think the world needs more patience. So I'm always trying to be patient with people. I think the world needs more understanding. So I'm always trying to be understanding with people. I think the world needs more love. So I wish I could be at a point where I feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. But I wish to be able to get to that point where I feel comfortable just randomly giving out love more often, I just don't feel comfortable. I'm just being honest with you. I can't even look at people in public without them thinking I'm trying to do something. Like, it's absolutely bananas. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, it's absolutely bananas. Like, I literally can't. I just try not to even look in nobody's direction. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm just keeping it a stack with you. Go be the thing that you think that the world needs. Just try to be a good person. Like, that's not gonna get you in heaven. Like, there's things to do, but that's not a bad first step. Just try to be good people. Believe me when I tell you, we need more good people. We need more good people. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one. I'm out.